my beautiful people. It's Wonderful Wednesday. I'm April Roll, your ER doctor online, and today's video is going to be a how-to video for the deep clean for the Gardyn Home 1.0 hydroponic gardening system. So guys, let's get into a little bit of story time. Last week, when I did the update on the Gardyn, which I was so excited about, let me just tell you, if you haven't seen it, go watch that because there were lots of updates in there. So after the video, I went to my garden because I'm like, I went out of town, let me check the tank, let me see if I need to top off the water because I literally wasn't here and, my plants need food, my plants need water, let me see what's going on. So I looked into the tank and what did I find? Some black ants. There was an ant infestation of my basil because at the bottom, the garden has 3 columns. So the middle column is very close to the surface top opening where you can, top off the water in there. The basil plant is very close to that. So basically what happened was the ants wanted in on the basil too. And they made their way, don't know where they came from, but there was like a little patch, maybe the size of a $50 or whatever coin. And I'm like, you know what? This was, what's it called? Like fate, whatever, serendipitous, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I was at the 6-month mark where they recommend that you do a deep clean for your garden. And I was like, you know what? There's a lot of stuff going on in December. I'm gonna do the deep clean maybe in January because I'm not doing it right now, right? And lo and behold, those ants, I was like, I'm gonna do the deep clean right now because I cannot have this going on, A, in my garden, B, in my house, right? So that is what this video is going to show you. I'm not showing you the ant infestation that was, like basically a little hill. I'm showing you the how-to. So yes, you will see me in my same shirt from last week's previous Wonderful Wednesday. It is a hyperlapse, so I'm gonna be moving quickly or else this video would take, I started at around 8:40 p.m. and I finished at, I believe, 12:07 is when my watch face, I put my watch face up into the camera and I believe it was 12:07. So, it's a couple hours and this video is not trying to be a couple hours long. So I am going to be doing a voiceover and giving you the play-by-play. So if you are interested in purchasing a garden and you want to know what the upkeep is like, this is not something that you're doing weekly or monthly. This is something that you should do twice a year, which is recommended by Gardyn. Or if you have a garden home already, but you haven't gotten to the 6-month mark, you can watch this video just to see what it entails, what it might be like. This is not the one and only way to clean your garden. Many people have gardens and they, find easier ways to do it, or they even break it down and do like a little mini clean every month. However, this thing is made to be versatile for people, and for people like me who have a really busy schedule, that's why I love it, because you can maintain your garden however you need and they make it very easy. But without further ado, because this is not what you came for, what you came for is the meat and potatoes, or let me see, vegan wise, the spinach and sweet potatoes, or whatever, I should say eggplant. But anyway, we getting off topic. Let's get into this video, okay? Okay, I'm starting this journey around 8:40 p.m. by removing the plants from the unit. Sorry it's not in focus, guys. It's gonna get in focus in a little while, but here you see me removing all the white plants. I'm going over to the right of the screen where the trash can is, and I'm cutting the excess roots from all of the yPods and dumping the water that's in the yPod into the sink, just so that it could be dry and decrease the amount of mess that takes place during this process. I'm trying to show the camera each plant, but I was not taking into account that this is a hyperlapse. And even though in my mind I was pausing for a long time to show the plants to the camera, with that hyperlapse, you just don't realize that you're not going to be able to see that much. So now it's 9:09 and I am starting the process of cleaning each of my mature plants yPods with the 50-50 water and white vinegar mixture. You can actually throw all your plants away if they're mature and you don't want to do that, but I have tons of plants that are still growing well. Here, I'm disassembling the columns, which you unscrew it and you just kind of twist them and set them aside. Here, I've made it to the point where you dump the solution. You mix a 50-50 white vinegar and water solution, and I have the columns soaking in that, and I have the other pods soaking in the sink because they don't all fix. Here you see me using my Ryobi brush adapter and the Dremel Versa with brush attachment to clean the columns. I want to give a shout out actually to Marissa Huffman in the Facebook Gardyn group who gave this tip, and I also want to give a shout out to Katie Cubage who recommended the Dremel Versa. Here I'm placing the columns into the dishwasher after everything has been soaked and brushed, and it is around 10:18. So 10:20 p.m. I start to, while the dishwasher is running, I wipe down the surface of the garden, which you do that with the 50-50 water and white vinegar mix. But then there's a sensor, which again, you can't see, but I was pointing to it in the picture on the paper. You only wipe the black sensor off with water. Don't wipe it with the vinegar mixture. So now here it is, 10:34 p.m. and I begin to refresh or clean the tank, which I do that with some soap and warm water, and I wash that out really well. As you saw me with the red cup, I had added the plant food to that so it can start dissolving. It's basically 1 scoop that you will add per 2 gallons of water, but obviously you're doing the entire tank, which is 6 gallons. So you're adding 3 scoops of the Gardyn Home plant food to the 6 gallons of water in the tank. So that's what you see me doing here. And that took about 20 minutes. Now it's time to reassemble the garden. So that's what I'm doing here, putting the surface back onto the tank and continue to fill up the rest of the tank with water to the top. My columns and pods were still in the dishwasher, so I had to wait until around midnight until they were done. And unfortunately, you can't see in the camera how clean they were. I again was trying to show it, but the hyperlapse totally missed that. So again, guys, sorry about that. But here I'm reassembling the columns and screwing them back in, putting them back in their spot, putting all my plants back where I got them from in their cute little homes. And then I basically celebrate. Almost 12:40 a.m. Finally done. And all I had to do is wait for the system to reboot itself. Now, that was not so bad. Do you agree or do you disagree? I don't think it was that bad. One of the things I do want to point out is that I realized later after watching the hyperlapse that I was showing the level of buildup in the Y cubes, or no. In the Y cubes, in the yPods, and in the columns themselves. But because it's so sped up on the hyperlapse record, you can't see any of that. And I did an after everything was clean, soaked, brushed, came out of the dishwasher. I was showing the columns to the camera to let you see. Now it looks clean, but you can't see none of that in the hyperlapse. So right away, I want to apologize for that. But I hope you did gain something from watching at least, the times, what, how I did it, what kind of materials I had in place. But I do want to point out a couple of different things. So notes for smoother sailing and a shorter clean time for next time that I have to do this. Number one thing is, I believe if I had a bigger tub, a larger, wider tub where I can just soak all the Y tubes at once and then go through and clean it with the brush and rinse them off and put them in the dishwasher or do whatever the case may be. I think that part would make the clean time a little shorter. Also, if I had, what did I write down? To take the yPods out in the first place, if I had like a rectangular tray with sides so my plants wouldn't fall. Because sometime in the video, I don't know if you caught that again because it was a hyperlapse, but sometime in the video, my plants actually fell on the floor from the table, and thank goodness they didn't get damaged, but obviously next time I would like to prevent that from happening. The other thing is that, I've also seen other people use a plastic shoe rack, like those over-the-door shoe racks to hold the yPods in. I don't have one of those, and I feel like what I did for how it happened, like this was literally like oh shoot, let me clean this unit, and I think it went pretty well for something that I kind of wasn't immediately prepared for. I was prepared for it in the sense that on the Facebook gardeners group, many people have put pics and videos in there to help people who are new to the garden and haven't done the deep clean before. So I kind of already knew what it was going to entail, what I needed to do, about, how long it might take. But at that moment is what I'm saying, I was not mentally prepared to take on this deep clean. I was about to sit down, chill, relax, do some self-care, maybe listen to some music. But no, I needed to do the deep clean at that time. And you know what? Like I said, I've been there, done that, is what I can say now about the situation. And I can help you guys who, like I said, either you're new to the garden and you haven't made it to your 6-month mark yet, or you're thinking about purchasing the garden and you want to know, like, is this as scary as I think it might be, or some people say it might be? This video is going to allow you to make that decision for yourself, because now you have visually something to show you, that you can be like, I don't know if that's for me, or, I can do that, bring it on. So I am so happy to share my first deep clean with you for my Garden Home 1.0. Thank you for joining me. If you have any tips, put that in the comments below. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share it with a friend. Share it with someone you care about, someone who wants to grow, loves to grow, anything like that. Send them my way. And if you, again, like my Wonderful Wednesdays series, or you want to suggest any topics for future Wonderful Wednesdays, please put those in the comment section below. But again, before I leave, I just want to comment that I do not have the Gardyn Home 2.0, so I can't really answer any questions as of December 2021 in comparison with the Gardyn 1.0 and the Gardyn 2.0, but I'm just letting you know this is my experience with the deep clean with the Gardyn 1.0. But thank you for sharing this Wonderful Wednesday with me. I hope you learned something. I hope you are gung-ho about doing a deep clean for your garden home. And I want you to be blessed and stay healthy.